For sure. I wanted you to expand a little bit on the Spurrier thing, because you talked a little bit about your, having that conversation with him and the relationship or whatever. But expand on, just what that relationship was like between you and him. Because, again, I think it's interesting. I've heard different players in regards to the position they played and their relationship. I think it all obviously alters. Every guy has a different relationship, whether you played offense, defense, quarterback, receiver, D, and whatever. But did he? I'll ask you this: did he treat walk-ons any differently? Was it just kind of like whatever, go about your business? You're just part of the squad, because I feel like that's the kind of guy Spurrier was. He didn't give a damn who you were. If you were helping him win football games, I think he loved you. I mean, that's bottom line.
Yeah, other than Spurrier, that's how our team was.
Right.
Because we had a few 5-star guys, like one or two, no, we had more than one or two. We had like 3 or 4, but we weren't stacked with 5-star. Right. Most of our guys were 3-star, 4 stars.
Right.
Everybody was kind of.
Well, it's kind of like Swearinger told me when he came on that 5 stars has never been the standard at South Carolina. We don't care how many stars you have, and that's
like that wasn't really paid attention to. And Spurrier, he was the same way. So again, even after I walked on, he just came up, fist bump, and we have a whole conversation. Just asking me, "Hey, where are you from?" Just asking about some of our other players who are from Marlboro County that played at South Carolina too. We had a guy named Savell, a few more guys that played at South Carolina. But before every game, he would walk up. One thing that he would do, he'd walk up to every player, just give him, just a little fist bump, right? And he had a pretty much like a nickname for like every player, a shortened up name for every player. So he had a really good relationship with all of.
What did he call you? What did he call you?
Mine was Blue Doggy.
Blue Doggy.
Blue Dog, yeah, because my last name is Blue, and
right.
Who I went to was Marlboro County Bulldog, so that was
of course.
So yeah, I guess Doggy is like a puppy or something.
There you go. There you go. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. I want to ask you too, because we were talking a little bit off here. Obviously, you're a football guy. You understand the game. The ins and outs. I'll ask you specifically back to Spurrier yet again. You saw him up close and personal. You're one of his offensive guys. What do you think made him such a successful coach? Because, each coach does different things or whatever are there things you can pinpoint and look at and say, okay, this, because obviously you got to have the Jimmies and Joes, right? Without them, the X's and O's really don't matter. But I tell people the thing I miss about Coach Spurrier is I feel like you were saying, it wasn't like South Carolina was a team just chock full of 5 stars, but Spurrier got the most out of his players. He made 3 stars play like 4 stars. He made 4 stars play like 5 stars. And again, the whole star ranking thing, no matter how you feel about it, whatever, we're just going off that, using that as a basis. But are there things you can pinpoint that you say the way he did this, and this were some of the reasons you saw the eventual success at Carolina?
Honestly, it's hard to say. And that's actually not a negative. That's actually a positive thing. It's hard to say. He was so well-rounded and well-versed, it seems like, and just the entire staff that was around him, people that he brought in or people that he hired, it just made a perfect match. So it was really hard to say exactly, he was really great at coaching this, because honestly, he spent a lot of the time with the quarterbacks, but he was still a great coach. So it's really hard to say, what made him that good of a coach, because he was just, like I said, good at everything, and he had a really good culture. He brought in, a good culture. We had a good culture as well, too. So that's what really made our team,
right?
Is that culture that we had.